Hello everyone, this is Robert Radford and I've got another game for you. It's against an opponent, Andrew Borkowski. I've got a game already of his on 50 Years of Chess, but this one was interesting. It was played much earlier in 2002 in the Bristol League Congress. And just tell you a little bit of story about Andrew. Andrew was what was known as a draw master. He loved draws and he got plenty of them. Very rarely lost. I think I'd probably safe to say he drew more than he won, but he very rarely lost games, and because often he would be taking the draws out of strength rather than weakness, and people were in a position where he had them where he wanted them and they couldn't win, and so he got what he was after. Now, this game was played back in 2002, but a bit later than that, about 2010, or maybe 12, I brought out a nickname for him. And the reason being, there used to be an advert on TV in the 1990s where an orange juice advert, and there was a guy in a white suit and hat, and he was called the Man from Del Monte. And I called Mr. Borkowski, Andrew, the Man from Del Monte. Why did I call him that? The reason being is that on the advert, the last bit of the advert says, the Man from Del Monte, he always says yes. He always say yes. And Andrew generally always said yes when he was offered a draw. So that was the reason. And a lot of people thought it was funny, I think, but I don't know about Andrew, but he's a good sport and I don't think he would have took offence to that. So, Andrew's rating was around 1773 and I was around 1728, I think, at that time. I had a 138 grade, he had 143. So back in 2002, Bristol League Congress, here we go. I'm white and I opened with knight to f3, which is the Reti opening. But way back in the 1900s, this was first played by Zucator, the player that took on Steinitz for the World Chess Championship, the very first World Chess Championship, and very nearly beat him. So knight f3, g6, e4. Now Andrew's played the flank opening. I can play whatever I like. I don't have to play c4 or anything like that. So I played e4, bishop g7, bishop c4, c6, knight c3, d6. So he's going for what looks like a check perk or even a modern opening where he can throw b5 at me and force me back to b3 or bishop back e2. Now, I played a very similar game to this with black against one of my opponents on 50 Years of Chess called Martin Sellers. If anybody sees that game, you will see that I had a really nice win against a much stronger opponent at that time. And I played that opening with black, but Andrew's going to play it a bit differently. Instead of pushing those queenside pawns fast with the queen on a5, he's going about it a different way. I played d4 and he's played knight f6. So he's going more for a check perk opening. a4, stop the b5 rush, bishop g4, attack that bishop immediately. So he's gone bishop takes, queen takes. Castles, knight d7, rook d1, queen c7, bishop b3, e5. This is the counter attack in the middle now from Andrew, which is what he's looking to play in this opening. He's got a very good setup here, a bit cramped but very good. d5, knight to c5. What a good outpost for that knight until I can kick it away with a pawn on b4. I'm not going to get rid of that pawn get rid of that knight very easily. And he's got a double attack on my e-pawn. So I've gone bishop into c4 and he's played h6. Now I'm surprised he didn't play a5 here. I think he should have done, but he's played h6 because the h5 pawn would have stopped b4. So I've gone bishop into e3 first, maybe even thinking of chopping off the knight for the bishop. So he's dropped the knight back. That's got rid of the knight. Queen e2. Knight b6. He's got other plans for the knight here as he attacks my bishop. I drop it back to b3. He's played that rook on a file now across to d8. f3, just to anchor that e-pawn and be able to free my knight on b3 anytime I want. He's gone back with the knight again now to c8. Queen f2, attacking the a-pawn. And he's pushed the c pawn to make sure that just doesn't happen. So we've got a complete shutdown in the middle now. The only way either of us can win this is going down the flanks. And that's my plan to do that always when I get a cramped centre. So first of all, knight b5 attacking the queen and the pawn on e6, which I got covered, so can't do anything with that. a5. Knight e8. It's going to play f5 in a moment, which is now going into like a King's Indian attack for black. I played g4 to try and prevent the pawn from coming in to f5. I'm hoping to get Andrew to not play it, but he did. So I've taken the knight back to c3, but I didn't. I had to wait a move because he didn't see it. He pushed on the pawn attacking the bishop, and I just took the c5 pawn. He can't take because of d6 check, and I win the queen. So he's lost a pawn there, king h7, and I've now got the a pawn, and I've got 2 pawns advantage. And I'm really happy because I've never beaten Andrew at this time. This is one of the first times I played him. I think I played him twice that season. And I was hoping I'd beat him. So he took the bishop. I took the queen. With the queen I took the knight. Now he's gone into queen h4. So he's going to get a pawn back here. Sorry, queen f2. Now he's taking the pawn on h3. Queen to g2, which forces us to swap off. And that's it. Queen's off. So we're going to go into a tough situation here. It's gone back with knight to c7, stopping me coming into b5. Bishop c4. Rook a8. Now b4 seems to be the correct move here. And then when he can't play knight a6, I'll just chop it off. Knight b5. He took the knight, I took with the bishop, and then rook from f8 to c8. Now, I played c4, bishop f6, trying to bring the bishop into the game by going back to d8. I think his plan is to attack my a pawn, get it to move, and then he can play bishop into b6. So I moved my pawn on anyway to a6. He took it. I took it with the bishop. I think I should have took it with the rook, thinking about it now. He went rook c7. Is he planning to go rook a7? Should drop my bishop back, but I didn't. I decided to play b4, and then if he goes rook a7, I can play b5, but that's not good because now he's played his bishop back to d8. The moment I play b4, yeah, I was naive here doing this. I shouldn't have done this. Should never have done this. So I've got myself in a pickle. I've played b5, and Andrew goes in bishop b6. Just look at that bishop. Such a powerful bishop now. He can play anywhere on c5, d4, e3. It controls it all. So rook c2, king g7, king f8, and he's swung the rook across to h8 to try and get something going over there. So I played rook h2, push the pawn takes, king e2, c2, king f6, rook g2 to get on the open file, but he's pushing the pawn. Now I can't do much except attack it, and he would defend it, and I'd attack it again. So there you go. At this stage, I played rook h3, and it was I who offered the draw master a draw here, and he accepted it. That's what I could rely on, was probably get a draw if anything, if I was in trouble. So despite being a pawn up, it meant nothing at this stage, because I got my stupid bishop in a place where it can't do much. I could go bishop b7, but not while he's got rook on h7, so I can't do that. So yeah, it's drawn. It's drawn. So that's okay. Right, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll get another one to you as soon as I can. Thank you.